Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dark Podcasticum. We are your hosts, Six Parts Kaya Ken, alongside Hiswordonly and Oscars1, and yeah, we're looking at a really good episode today. Next, if Hiswordonly, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, so I'm the one with the nerdy American accent.
Six Parts Kaya Ken, alongside Hiswordonly.
Oh, is that my cue?
One.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, that was your cue, Oscars. We're looking at a really good episode today.
Hello there, I'm Oscars1, the local idiot on Twitch who likes to embarrass himself. As
Hi,
usual.
so I'm the one with the nerdy American. I feel that.
Right, so we actually have quite a fair bit to talk about today. Some of which are leftover topics from the last episode that we forgot to talk about in our infinite wisdom.
Cringe.
Yeah, so did either of you particularly have anything you wanted to start off with? Actually, you know what? No. There is something I would like to start off with, and it's got me livid.
Oh no, here he goes.
So, obviously, I understand that it needs to be a thing for the sorry to kick off the podcast on a venting tangent, but it is also one of my topics, but it's something that's grinding my gears, something chronic. Obviously, in tabletop, in Horus Heresy, it needs to work that way because of certain models having different armor values. However, sergeants with the Artificer armor upgrade, and I'm trying to find a way to articulate this without swearing and cursing all through seven heavens. But it is so bloody stupid that you can allocate wounds just to the sergeant and sit and take the armor save one by one, reoccurring when a squad of tactical marines is being shot at with AP3 weapons. Not that I've played another game more like in recent times, but I was watching this battle report, and this guy got shot with his tactical squad got shot by a Stormlord, and which a Stormlord has a Vulcan Megabolter on it. Which, for those of you who don't know, a Vulcan Megabolter is a Strength 6 AP3 15 shot attack. Which his word that's probably alien gobbledygook language to you, but in essence, what that means is one volley from that gun decimates a squad of Space Marines, and there's nothing they can do about it, unless you have paid 10 points for Artificer armor and you just sit and take the saves one by one, and then the sergeant just tanks them all. It's so fucking stupid. Pardon my language.
Shout out to the sergeants that survived that bullshit.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, this one Horus Heresy game, I need to bring this up. I was playing with I'm going to mention his second name because it doesn't make any difference. Wilcox. One of my Alpha Legion sergeants, the one with the chainsword and bolt pistol. Oh. Did something happen? Okay, so either two things has happened. One, something's burnt in the oven, or two, he's completely forgot something else entirely that I don't know of. Place your bets.
Well, I'm going to go for the more wholesome one that he just forgot something. I hope his house isn't burning down. I got to get views somehow, man.
Yeah.
I made coffee before we went live, and
shit.
Or rather started to make coffee and then just didn't finish making it, and I remembered it while I was as I finished my tangent. So I now have coffee.
Okay, so you have coffee, I have tea. Can I get back to my badass sergeant?
My apologies. Hello, cool. Trickster. How's it going?
What's up, Trickster? So you know my sergeant with the chainsword and bolt pistol?
Yeah, of course.
He survived against a Thousand Suns librarian who had control of two automatas.
Automata, yeah.
Same thing, really, but he managed to take out the two automatas he survived for at least 2 turns until the rest of the command squad arrived to pretty much make the librarian retreat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I think it had something to do with, obviously, the Artificer armor being OP as hell.
Well, Artificer armor isn't OP. It's just stupid that when you shoot at a squad, like, and you can hey Chroma, how's it going? Good to see you back in the chat on the pod. But it's just so stupid that like you can deliberately allocate the wounds at the sergeant when otherwise it would wipe the squad out. I think there needs to be some kind of FAQ that in a specific instance with high AP or with no, not breaching, because breaching makes it the attack AP2, but with AP3 weapons, like or an AP value that would negate part of the squad, those members of the squad need to get copped first before the Artificer takes the wounds, you know, because like,
oh yeah,
it's just so silly, man. Like,
you want to know what is silly about Artificer armor?
What?
You can technically survive an entire barrage of twin huge-ass bolter cannons from a Warhound Titan with Artificer armor.
This is literally essentially the same thing that I'm complaining about. So the cannon you're talking about from the Titan is also the gun from the Stormlord.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, yeah, I was watching a battle report. I'm assuming you've seen a short that I've also seen, but no, I saw this happen in a battle report, and I was fuming. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's one of the reasons, like, you know, I own a Stormlord. It's why I don't take it anymore. That and the fact that it's like 800 points now for what essentially amounts to only killing one 100-point squad of Space Marines a turn. It's not worth the points anymore.
Oof.
Even if you want to factor in its transport value as stuff like that. But yeah, now that I've got that little bit of a venting out of the way, let me his word, did you want to cover our next topic while I just adjust my OBS?
I went first last time. You want to go ahead and get yours out, Oscus?
All right, yeah, sounds fair.
Oh, charming. Yeah. I did not expect to go first.
Sorry.
Cool. I believe Six Paths is going to get the pick up momentarily as well.
That's what I'm doing.
Cool, yeah.
I just need to adjust my stuff so that I can still see chat while toying with OBS. Right, which specific thing was it you wanted to speak about first, Oscar, so that I can get it up?
I mean, I need to see why I typed in so I can actually remember. Give me a sec. Here we go. Look, I'm that much of an idiot, all right?
We're what you call professionals. That's a Shadowversity reference.
So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about are the Night Lord models for Kill Team that we forgot to mention. Six Paths, I'm looking at you.
It's funny because it was my topic.
And the fact that we can now talk about them again because they are still relevant as they gain a Kill Team versus box against Mandrakes of the Drakari. And I know you have your opinions on the Night Lord models. I think they look dope as hell, and it fits the aesthetic of 40k Night Lords.
I never said I didn't like them. I said they are of no use to me because I don't like them for Horus Heresy Night Lords. I've got almost I wouldn't mind playing Night Lords in 40k, but like there's other armies I'd rather play at the moment, like and all of the stuff that's in that like on the Kill Team. It looks like a great box for Kill Team specifically, but like I can't see myself getting much use out of it. Like not even in terms of bits, because like all my Raptors are built. Like I've finished converting those. Like it just there, and I don't think there would be enough on the sprue to justify it for me personally. Hey Trickster, thanks for popping in. You have a good day, eh?
Have a good day, Trickster.
But
have a good one, man.
But yeah, I just what's probably going to be like a £45-50 price tag. I can't justify that for what I would what I would end up doing and just ripping them up for bits. Like I've already got an enormous pile of shame. I don't need to be adding to it.
Look, all I'm saying is Bitsbox and eBay.
Yeah. But again, there's nothing that I want that much from it. Like, maybe the chain glaives, but I can just get the Forge World ones of those. Or
What about the helmets?
the proper Terra helmets and the proper Raptor helmets are way nicer.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but
To be fair, I can understand what you're saying because you already have everything you need for your army for 30k.
yeah, exactly.
But in a way, when it comes to the aesthetic, I just need to bring this up really quick. The aesthetic for Chaos Space Marines, their armor is pretty much just salvaged Horus Heresy stuff. And I like the fact that you can kit bash both 30k and 40k Chaos Marines into pretty much looking nice within the Horus Heresy aesthetic if you're going for like a Trader Legion, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And it has a unique look for Power Claws, which is it's just Wolverine claws, which is hilarious.
And then not they're Mercy and Forgiveness.
Oh yeah,
Conrad Kurz they're based off of Mercy and Forgiveness, which are Conrad Kurz's lightning claws. And Wolverine has 3 claws. If you wanted to make a Marvel reference, it's X-23 has 2 claws. But
same thing. Anyway,
Wolverine and X-23 aren't the same thing. But I digress. This is a 40k podcast, not a Marvel one.
They're both immortal. Be quiet. Anyway,
that doesn't make them the same.
Anyway,
brother, Captain Arvan Stern's immortal. Is he Wolverine?
I don't know. We've opened a can of worms, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've also got a plastic chain glaive, which I might actually pick one up because I like to kit bash with my Alpha Legion, and a standard bearer with a loyalist corpse on it. That's actually metal as fuck. But there's only 2 pieces that I want from this box, and I'm definitely going to try and get them separately. Is the hooded mask, and the bolt pistol with the bayonet and scope. Like, holy crap, that's nice.
Right? Oh, I want it.
It is pretty sick.
I think.
Oh no, go ahead. His word.
Oh, go ahead.
Apologies. Go on.
Well, I was just gonna say, I personally love the aesthetic of the Night Lords.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love the aesthetic of the Night Lords. It's why I play them in Heresy. I also love the like their background and story. Like I've got I'll have to send you a picture of it at some point. His word. I've got Conrad.
Yeah,
Kurz.
definitely.
I've got Conrad Kurz. And he is a masterpiece of a model. Like there's no other way to describe him.
However, it is a beautiful model.
On the subject of the Kill Team box, what does interest me from it is these boys.
Ah, the Mandrakes?
I really like those Mandrake models. They are
those are pretty cool.
saucy.
That definitely feels like a Night Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, no lie. They actually do look pretty sick.
Yeah, I really, really like them. I really need to get better at this, placing the things into the box window.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. But yeah, no, like I really, really, really like those, and it's making me lean because, like I was telling you, I wanted to finally kick myself in the butt and start actually collecting Eldar, because like having access to the printer and when the replacement one shows up and stuff. The hurdle has always been for me with Eldar is not wanting to spend lots of money for what is a rubbish army. But with that hurdle gone, I'm probably going to toy around with Eldar. But that kit is so beautiful that I might have to shill GW and just give them loads of money for lots of those Mandrakes because they're so cool. I really love them.
Real quick, if you don't mind me asking, how do these Drukhari become these Mandrakes?
That's a good question, actually.
I will have to admit here that I have my Dark Eldar lore is pants. It's like one of the few factions that I know precisely bugger all about. But they see, the thing is, I would like to say, because the thing is, lore changes like all the time.
Right.
Like, so I might my idea of it might be wrong, but yeah, like it's also not something, I'll be honest, that I had even actually heard of before.
Not gonna lie, you being bamboozled for a couple of minutes is just hilarious.
Yeah, you must love it. I'm usually not stuck for lore. Let's look it up. Cause thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Here we go. Right. The true origins of the mandrakes remain shrouded in time and secrecy. Some Eldari savants claim that the mandrakes are descended from those of their species inhabiting the webway, who, before the fall of the Eldari, engaged in heinous acts of lust with demonic entities of the warp when the lost Eldari Empire was at its most decadent. So Eldar banged demons, by the sounds of it, and no one really knows.
Gotcha.
I mean, it makes sense from the war standpoint.
There we go.
The old demon gene seed.
For the love of God, do not. For the love of God, do not let the Emperor's children figure this shit out.
They probably already have.
Oh boy.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just love those. I think they're like witchblades, but like Dark Eldar versions. I forget what the name of them actually is. Like there's they're the same ones that the why is my mind drawing a complete blank on the Dark Eldar?
IDK.
The incubi, the incubi use the same cleavers that they use. So yeah, I think at least anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's certainly a good one.
Now, to be fair, wanting to start a Xenos army like the Dark Eldar now, it's just the moment I saw that kill team box for that sub faction of Eldar, I really just wanted to start an army, mainly because their lore about riding space dinosaurs is quite sick.
What, the Exodites? Yeah. Exodites are awesome. I will shill the Exodites until the end of time. They are vibes and not much else.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But from the Dark Eldar box, I believe, Hisword, you actually had a point regarding the Eldar that you wanted to speak about.
Oh yes. So the craft world, or the craft worlds, I guess I should say.
There, no?
All right. And what's surprising is you have, in a biblical perspective, the New Jerusalem is essentially a craft world. And I'll show you here in a second. So this is from the wiki of a craft world. So a craft world is a vast planetoid-sized spacecraft populated by the Asuryani faction. Hold on a second. Yeah. Of the highly advanced humanoid species known as the Eldari. The craft worlds travel through the void of space at sublight speeds, carrying the greater remnant of the Eldari species after their fall. Each craft world is a self-sufficient, independent realm with its own distinctive culture. Every craft world is built upon a skeleton of psychoactive crystalline wraith bone. So we're going to get to this. So in Revelations it says, and he carried me away out of the spirit, a great high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven. So first off, it's descending. It could probably ascend as well. But anyways, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like jasper stone, clear as crystal.
Interesting.
If you go further down, right here. Okay. And measured the where is it? On verse 17, it says, and he measured the wall thereof in 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of a wall, it was of jasper, and the city was of pure gold, like unto clear glass. And I'll bring up the Book of Enoch, too. It explains this whole structure as crystalline. But anyways, the foundation of the city were garnished with the manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chattelodony. I have a hard time saying that one. The fourth an emerald, fifth or sardonyx, sorry, sardis. You guys get the gist.
Yeah, it's all good.
But and then you got these gates, and the Book of Enoch in chapter 14 literally calls them portals. So in the craft world, you'll see down here in the wiki, or you guys won't, I will.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just thinking that. I'm not gonna lie. I was just thinking that to myself while you were like narrating your movement on the mouse. I was like, well, we can't see anything as well.
Right.
Am I blind?
Okay. No, at least I think not.
Oh.
Anyways, craft worlds contain webway gates. So if you guys don't know, let's see if it brings up the webway here. The webway, also known as the labyrinth dimension or the labyrinthine dimension in older texts, is an extra-dimensional space partitioned off from the Immaterium millions of Terran years ago by an extremely advanced xenospecies known as the Old Ones. And then, of course, the Aldari were created by the Old Ones, and then, they just, I guess, annexed it, I guess you could say, the webway.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good way of saying it. Yeah, that's pretty much the war in heaven. Like the some of the more niche details just put straight to the chase. Yeah.
But yeah, okay, this is the spacecraft would travel across the galaxy using the webway, but okay, craft worlds contain webway gates that connect tunnels through that labyrinthine dimension that lies between the warp and real space. The webway links the craft worlds to each other as well as thousands of planets scattered across the territory of the lost Eldari Empire, allowing the dispersed Eldari civilization some measure of cohesion. So we get into the Book of Enoch. This is chapter 4. This is the first Book of Enoch, I should say. Chapter 14. Okay. And I gotta remember. Okay. Starting in verse 9. And I went until I drew nigh unto a wall, which is built of crystals and surrounding by tongues of fire. These are think of them as points of a portal. Have you ever seen Stargate where it's got that?
I watched SG1. That I never watched
tail thing. Oh yeah, so it's kind of like that basically.
Yeah, of course.
And tongues of fire, and he began to affright me. And I went into the tongues of fire and drew nigh to a large house, which was built of crystals. And the walls of the house were like of tessellated floor made of crystals, and the groundwork was of crystal. Now this is interesting right here. Its ceilings was like the path of the stars. So to me, it's like outer space somewhere here. And lightnings and life therein. In between them were fiery cherubim, and their heavens, or their tops, or whatever, were clear as water. And a flaming fire surrounded the walls, and its portals blazed with fire. So this is those same 12, gates here. And then the last thing here, it explains the New Jerusalem as a her, calls it the daughter of Zion, a bride adorned, and stuff like that. To me, it's telling you that this city is alive. So if you look, or I will bring up, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. The craft rolls are almost their, okay, let me see. In function, this core is similar to the blood vessels and nervous system of a living creature, pumping life, giving energy around the body, also transmitting the psychic impulses that coordinate its malfunctions. And what's interesting is it says that there's no light in the New Jerusalem as well, or no sun and moon, basically, is what it's saying. Yeah. So it gives off its own light type thing, right?
Yeah.
And then, but anyways, on the, where is it? Hold on a second.
While you're looking for that, I'm gonna fill the space a bit by saying I think that is a really, really awesome parallel that's been drawn. Like some of the descriptions of New Jerusalem and stuff, such are like quite aptly like similar.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting how similarly described they are to the Webway and the Craft Worlds. It's really, really interesting parallel that you've drawn here. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, and I just want to finish because right here it says, "Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion." And then also verse 5 of it, Isaiah 62. Sorry, that's what it is. "For as young man marrieth a girl who has in coitus, so shall the sons marry thee. And as a bridegroom rejoiceth over the bride, so shall the God rejoice over thee. I have sent watchmen upon thy walls." So it's interesting how it keeps referring to the city as a her. But anyways, the last thing, I'm sorry, this is the last thing it says right here, John 14:2. "In my Father's house are many mansions." So it has a living space too as well. If it were not so, I wouldn't have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. So, anyways, that's my parallels, I guess, per se.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And real quick, I'm sorry. Whether you believe it's ancient aliens, God, or whatever, it's still cool to think about that this guy Enoch is using portals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
So anything?
Yeah. No. I think that's like really, really interesting. It's very much in the vein of your content and stuff. But I just love like especially there's the thing about the like was it like obsidian stones or something that was said there. It is something along those lines. But it's very, very similar to how soul stones and stuff are depicted in the Eldar lore, which is it really, really.
Oh,
really
I might look that up.
Spirit stones. Sorry, spirit stones, soul stones.
Spirit stones.
Yeah, they get the two get conflated a lot, like the two terms. So it's
I mean, aren't they technically the same thing?
Yeah. They're synonymous with one another. So it's but it's certainly an interesting idea that it certainly could have been an inspiration drawn by the writers when they were first coming up with the Eldar. It's
yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say. Darn
it. There's like a lot of the Eldar naming conventions and stuff are pulled from religion, like Isha,
right?
One of the Eldar gods is obviously taken from Islam. Who's the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. So it's it's certainly viable that that it was like a direct intention from Games Workshop to have
and I'm not even saying that either too, it just could be a coincidence.
Could be a coincidence, could by design. Is really, really cool and something certainly to think about for sure. So
right, and I've kind of taken a different approach than I guess you could say a lot of Christians. Is they kind of have this medieval view, and I will say like Warhammer has gotten me to rethink a lot of the stuff in the Bible itself. But anyways, I'm sorry, I don't want to. Yeah. I know this isn't like necessarily a religious thing, so.
Although you saying that, and I just want to bring this up really quick, I find almost each and every Space Marine chapter, Xenos army, or anything in particular has their own reference to real life stuff, whether it be religion or culture. Like for instance, I mean, this is probably the easiest. It's probably going to annoy Six Paths off, which good. Space Wolves and Vikings. Or Necrons and Egypt,
Yeah, Necrons definitely have a lot of Egypt-esque, I guess you could say, mythology to it.
Yeah,
which is why I...
Oh, sorry, you first.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was going to, or I first wanted to start a Necron army.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've always kind of been in, like, my last girlfriend... yeah, the last girlfriend that I had, she was very much into like Egypt and the gods and stuff like that. So I kind of took a keen liking to that. Not necessarily because of that, but anyways.
Yeah, well, you just
But yeah, the
learned that by
Necrons are pretty
proxy, right? It's just something that happens.
Mm.
Right.
Right. So, with that done,
Is it?
where should we move to next? Yes. Seeing as we're on a lore thing, there was a lore thing that you had, or well, a lore / tabletop thing you wanted to talk about with the Sisters of the Ebon Chalice and their place on the tabletop.
Yes. So sub spoiler in Rebirth it mentioned them. So I was just wondering about them and like what is their significance?
Okay, so the Sisters of the Ebon Chalice is one of the orders of the Adeptus Sororitas, and the
Gotcha.
yeah. So they I can't.
I heard their name before. What color scheme do they have?
They're like the flagship sisters thing. They're black with white.
Oh,
cloth.
okay.
Black
Okay.
armor, white cloth. Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
So, so yeah, they've got quite a few unique, interesting characters. Not as far as I remember, they don't have any named characters on the tabletop. But and from what I flicked through of 10th edition so far, they don't have any, like, there's no subdivisions for sisters yet. But every edition of 40k that has had the sisters and has had like sub factions in each army list, there's always been stuff for the Ebon Chalice. Like, so for example, in the 9th edition, they had like the Daughters of the Emperor rule, which read as follows: if any unit in your army has this conviction, when you're determining which sacred rites are active for your army after you have determined your mission, you cannot randomly select 2 sacred rites. Instead, after you have selected 1 sacred rite, you must then select a second, which was really, really, really strong. Essentially, they had like a bunch of little, like sisters had like a bunch of randomized rules that they would get at the beginning of the things, but the Ebon Chalice just used to get to go, yeah, I'm just gonna pick one, which was really, really good. And then like they essentially got like a free miracle dice as well, that's a whole can of worms to open and thing, but. Yeah, the Ebon Chalice.
So basically getting boons.
Yeah, pretty much. So the miracle dice were like, they would have like a set pool of dice that would have a fixed number on them. And at any given point during a set of rolls in the game, they could just go, yeah, no, I'm going to have that roll. Like they could just take, for example, say I've got 5 miracle dice, 2 are a 6, 2 are a 4, and 1 of them is a 5. At any point, if I'm called upon to make a roll, I can just go, yeah, I'm going to use this miracle dice that's a 6. And so I just automatically roll a 6 without having to roll a die. But then I expend that miracle dice. And it was just like a way of representing like the sisters' acts of faith and stuff. It was really, really cool. I hope they continue doing stuff like that in 10th. From what I've looked at in like the indexes, they still have a form of miracle dice. Although it's not quite as good or fleshed out, but that's because they don't have their full army book yet.
So it's technically like how command points worked in 8th and 9th, I believe, right?
No.
Or something similar?
No.
Oh, okay.
Command points was like, the command point thing was a reroll or whatnot or whatever, or a stratagem. The sisters used to literally just go, oh, I need like, say they were fighting something, they needed a 6 to hit, they could just go, I roll a 6.
Oh.
Like assuming they had a 6 in the miracle dice. Like, yeah, it is super, super cool.
So basically, it's like in the movies where the character's getting their butt kicked, and then all of a sudden this thing comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it gives them the ability.
When the character's theme song starts playing, pretty much is what miracle dice are.
Why do I hear bass music?
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Nah, fam, play the Dark Souls music, then starts getting real shit.
I'm getting.
What?
Sorry, that's an old movie. I don't think
I didn't hear what was said. I thought someone was like was like cooing a cat.
Oh no, I said Armageddon.
Oh right. But yeah. So that's pretty much the Ebon Chalice and their place like on the tabletop. They're pretty cool. I like them. So.
Well, that is kind of cool. They have a
Abstract.
kind of
How's it going, bro?
something to that, like a. Oh, hey, Abstract. How's it going, man? A unique thing for a abstract piece on the table, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that well.
Yeah, but abstract digital recording says, but they lack serious long range firepower. They're still for sure, and that is very much one of the drawbacks of the Sororitas. Is they I don't think they actually have a single ranged weapon over 36 inches. Don't
they have a tank with an autocannon?
Yeah, which is 36.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just want to say Abstract came in at the right time and gave me the right words.
Talk about
I was like, Abstract. Right. Sorry.
Although I think the tanks can have hunter killer missiles, which is 48, but obviously hunter killer missiles are one use only. So it's they're very much in the 24 to 36 inch ranges, like the absolute max. They do not have a lot of 48. Which is a shame for them, but when you've got as much close range firepower as the sisters have, it's kind of a give and take. You can't expect to have loads of great long range weaponry when you can put a melter gun or a multi-melter on pretty much anything.
Well, I want everything on anything.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds good though, man, and everything bagel. Anyways.
No worries. Here comes Hope. I hope you have a good time at work, buddy. But yeah, we're still gonna be going. I think.
Thank you for coming. Here comes Hope.
I need to turn. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, my encoder was just giving us warnings. I think the audio was peaking. Chat. How is the audio levels for you guys? By the way, just wanted to check because like on the last episode of the pod, I was sat down. And I noticed when I was listening back to it once that I was really quiet because of it, so I'm standing up for this pod. Chroma says it's all good. Abstract says they could do with the rule that the Gene Stealer cults get to extend the range by 12 or something. Yeah, I could see that. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty good. But it's a bit of a dilemma, really, because the sisters are really good in certain areas that I feel they need to be weak in other areas, like the drawback of like the toughness 3 instead of toughness 4 from the Marines and stuff isn't enough to warrant them being like, yeah, now we're gonna nuke you from afar as well. Like, it's just one of those things. But yes, Sisters is definitely an army that I've always wanted to do, like, because one of my, I think it was my second army was Grey Knights, and there was an elderly fellow called Tim at my at my local Games Workshop at the time, and he played Sisters, and he had this amazingly painted force, and I've always wanted to play him from it, but it's just one that I've never gotten round to. On the subject,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so good.
I think it'll be pretty cool.
It's probably going to be one of the when we get around to playing a game on Tabletop Simulator, I'm probably going to play Sisters, just because I want to see how they play. On the subject of tabletop, I do not know how this is going to fit into the little display box. It's not going to. God damn it! I could have picked a better picture.
Well, make it fit.
In the immortal words of 50 Cent, if I do not fit, I'm going to make it. Go, you can take it. Don't stop. Get it. But we have news for the Dark Angels players out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have the Deathwing Assault box that is scheduled for release. It's apologies for my still terrible ability to relay these things into that box. In fact, I'm thinking for the next episodes layout, I might just get rid of the black box so that I can just slap the images in the corner and it looks a bit neater.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say do that.
Yeah, because I'm rubbish at this.
But hey, on the bright side, for every single Dark Angel player, you get a chance to play as your favorite traits. I mean, loyalists.
But yeah, so where are we? Is that it?
And to be fair,
The
they
name
are
you shall
pretty
not
cool.
speak.
Yeah, cool. So the new
Real
box
quick.
then did you want to say something,
Oh.
his word, before I go on about the box?
Are you gonna be talking about the Dark Angel stuff here?
Yeah,
about the
Deathwing
box and
Assault
everything?
Dark Angels box, yeah.
Okay, I was just wanted to know how Belial fares, I guess, on the tabletop. How many
Okay.
points and all that.
Yeah, so currently as it stands, we only have like an index version of Belial, which is
Okay.
gonna change because part of the Deathwing Assault box is that you get the Codex Dark Angels supplement. So that's like basically like, think of, if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, it's like an expansion pack book, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Gotcha.
one of those that you use alongside Codex Space Marines to specifically play Dark Angel stuff. And so Belial, as he currently stands, which this will not be the case with the full release of the book, I guarantee it, because Belial in the index is it like in the legacy rules kind of thing is cheaper than a normal captain in Terminator armor by 10 points. So
Oh, hilarious.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's not going to be the case.
Right.
So do you know much about who Belial is?
No, but I do have him up here.
Okay, yeah. So
I've
you won't
briefly gone over him with like some of my very first videos. I like kind of skimmed over a lot of people and just kind of did like short things
the
of
long
it.
and
But
short of it is Belial is the master of the Deathwing, which is the Dark Angel's first
Gotcha.
company. The master of the Deathwing.
The Deathwing dudes are the ones with bikes and hover bikes, right?
No, that's Ravenwing.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
Deathwing is Terminators.
I'm such an
and
idiot.
I guess that was Space Hulk, Deathwing Space Hulk is about.
Yes.
It's called Deathwing,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Belial, I believe, it's been a while since I've played it, but I believe Belial does make a brief cameo in the game, but not in gameplay. Like he at one point, like you're like on Vox and Belial speaking to you.
Got you.
But yeah, so the Deathwing are essentially they're the elite of the Dark Angels, and a lot
Special
of the
forces, basically.
Yeah, kinda. So the
Somewhat.
Space Marines are already special forces in a manner of
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah, that is true.
But it's like,
Bravo 6, going dark.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll take any opportunity you can to say that.
Take them out or
Yes.
let them pass.
But oi, Susie. No, if ever I hear someone say you can take them out or let them pass, my brain just instantly goes, oi, Susie.
Yeah.
What a mission that was. But anyway, back on track.
Right.
Yeah, so think if for argument's sake the US Army was like the Space Marines, or was the Dark Angels, the Deathwing are Delta Force.
Got you.
Yeah. The Deathwing are gnarly guys, and they're often members of the inner circle, which means they know a lot about the Fallen and such like that. Although with the return of Lionel Johnson, we know that they are now becoming the Forgiven. So, which is a really cool, interesting tidbit. It's something you should probably look into for your channel, because there's probably a lot of parallels that you can draw.
I definitely will.
Better not be any falling around here.
But yeah, in terms of Belial on the tabletop, the index version of him has him with the Sword of Silence at 6 bloody attacks. Oh my lord. He hits on 2s at strength 6 and AP -2, so that's him he's gonna just rip through tactical squad like from marine equivalent units. He'll rip through them like nobody's business. And he also has the Strikes of Retribution rule, which means each time a melee attack is allocated to this model, after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks, roll 1d6 to a maximum of 6d6 per attacking unit. For each 2+, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound.
Oh
man.
What? What?
Yes. So his word.
One
That
hit, one
obviously
kill.
means almost nothing to you, but like you can probably kind of grasp it from having played like D&D or whatnot. But Oscar's reaction should tell you everything you need to know about that. So essentially, just if somebody tries to hit him, he goes, "Yeah, die." Yeah. And it's the fact that it's on a 2+, it's just ridiculous. And then he's got he's got
So
normal,
he's got the aimbot hacks on.
Yeah, he's got normal Terminator attack. He's got normal Terminator captain stat line, except he's got 6 wounds instead of 5. So it's toughness 5, 2+ save, 6 wounds, leadership 6+. Objective control 1 is surprising. I would have assumed he'd have had objective control 2, but even still. And then he's got the Grandmaster of the Deathwing special rule, which while this model is leading a unit, each time in the model and that unit makes an attack, if a critical hit is scored, that attack has the precision ability. And what precision does is it lets you choose who takes the wound, essentially.
And does that only work with the ranged part of the game there?
No.
The precision?
Nope.
Oh, you can use it?
Each time a model... Each time an attack made with such a weapon successfully wounds an attached unit, if a character model in that unit is visible to the attacking model, the attacking model's player can choose to have that attack allocated to that character. So it doesn't say ranged, it doesn't say from shooting attacks, it doesn't say from melee attacks. So yeah, that's in melee and in shooting. So that's really, really gnarly. And that's obviously just the index version of him. So for all
real quick,
players out there, expect Belial to be incredibly hard in the Codex supplement version.
Incredibles.
Yeah. But yeah, you were saying?
Incredible.
His word?
It's gone now.
So
it's gone.
But yeah,
No, you're good.
As for the rest of the kit, that's Belial covered. We also have 5 new fancy Deathwing Knights coming out, which they have.
They
real quick, I got it. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So real quick, if with that attack, like say that precision attack or whatever, and you do it melee, can that whole hit multiple?
No. So
guys.
No,
okay.
So that would be going to explain
Just
how
one.
the combat phase works in 40k. But so essentially,
Gotcha.
how the
That's fine.
precision part of it works is, let me get it back up.
My bad.
No, it's all good.
That's what I do. I make people do
essentially
extra.
with the precision part. So obviously, as you know, each weapon on a character has or model has a set number of attacks value. So Belial then, with whatever unit he's attached to, just makes all of their attacks precision. So for example, like a Stormbolter has two attacks at range, and if he's leading a squad of 5 Terminators, which Belial usually will be in a unit of Terminators, I think he can only lead Terminators. So Deathwing Command Squad, Deathwing Knights, Deathwing Squad.
Yeah, makes sense.
So let's say it's just 5 because that's the minimum. That would be 10 attacks. But all of them are then precision. So if the shooting player so chooses, when they wound, because Belial's in the unit, they can choose to, let's say I've got a Night Lord's squad and I've got a Chaos Lord inside that squad. Belial's unit can choose to shoot the Chaos Lord. Normally you can't do that.
Okay,
so normally
okay.
It shoots the unit as a whole, but because Belial's leading that squad, they can go, yeah, we're going to snipe the general out of the unit. But the same also goes for in melee. So if you're fighting in melee, they can all just turn around and just jump the Chaos Lord, basically, which normally you can't do. Normally it's a base contact kind of thing. But yeah, so then the coolest bit, which also the Belial model is just beautiful. It's so hot.
Whoa. 6 paths. Calm down. It's not that kind of podcast.
Reel me back.
Someone get a fishing hook.
Yeah. But then we also have the fancy new Deathwing Knights. Oh, I didn't see chat. We've got some comments. Abstract says, "I hope the Blood Angels get this much love when we drop such as new SG models, Sanguinary Guard that is, and Sanguinor. Yeah, I would love to see the Blood Angels get the same amount of love that the Dark Angels are getting, and the Sanguinor is very, very much due a new model. I think it's been like 10 years since the Sanguinor got a model, right? Something like that. He definitely needs a new one.
You would think they would keep up. Like, the Blood Angels are one of their forefront chapters. Well, at least because of Dawn,
we're talking about
Blood Ravens and Dawn of War. But anyways.
Yeah, this is something that's actually always surprised me, that there's never been a Blood Raven supplement, ever.
There was actually a Blood Raven supplement. I just want to bring that up, but it was in a White Dwarf magazine.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't count. That was in like 5th edition, and it had like nothing in it.
No, it was actually in 8th edition, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have to try and dig out the magazine, but I don't know if I have it, but I'll send you some screenshots when I find it someday.
Yeah, definitely do. I had no idea about that. I knew that Forge World released a Gabriel Angelos model for a thing.
We don't talk about that model.
Bro, that model was fire. What do you mean we don't talk about that model? That model was gorgeous.
The face didn't look right. What?
The face looked exactly correct because it was based off of the Dawn of War 3 Gabriel Angelos. So it was exactly
We
correct.
don't talk about Dawn of War 3.
Yeah,
Dawn of War 3 doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. And I'm tired of this thing of people being like, oh, it doesn't exist. And this selective canon thing that people do. Because it's fucking stupid. Dawn of War 3 does exist, and there are people that do enjoy Dawn of War 3.
God bless those souls who do enjoy it, because they're not getting any more content updates.
Yeah. Which is a shame, because, it's also, on that note, I think people should have given Dawn of War 3 more of a chance. Like, I've yet to play it, and I'm going to, when this, at some point, I'm going to get the game when I get this new laptop up and running. Hopefully that charger will arrive soon.
It better.
And because like of all the like I've watched a bunch of retrospective videos on it, and to be perfectly honest, Dawn of War 3 looks good. I don't care what anyone says; it looks like a good game. And people just wanting to hate shit like people do in the modern day and era. People just want to complain about things. It killed the game, and now people just go, "Oh, game bad." Have you played Dawn of War 3, Oscars?
No, but I've seen gameplay, and it looks more like a MOBA than anything.
But have you played it?
I think a lot of the criticism is that they went away from like the RTS part from the first Dawn of War. At least that's from like the criticisms that I see of it. I've played just like one level, and that was only for like a few minutes. So
yeah, see,
what
I've seen a lot of is that the first half of the campaign isn't anywhere near as good as the back end of the campaign. But yeah, anyway, we've gone completely off topic of the Deathwing Assault and went into a little Dawn of War tangent there. But yeah, so the box is set to contain 5 of those new beautiful Deathwing Knights with storm shields and what I'm assuming are going to be Blades of Absolution. Although I don't know, they could be something new. They could also be Calamalite Warblades, which would be cool. That would be their first appearance in 40k.
If I remember correctly, I think it's going to have an option for power maws or power maces as well.
It would be the
And the only reason why I know that is because they did release pictures of what's going to be on the sprues as of late. I can actually look and confirm that when I think about it.
It's Flail of the Unforgiven and Mace of Absolution were the original weapons for the Deathwing Knights, so those will almost certainly be on the sprues. And then aside from that, you get a couple of Watchers in the Dark, which are attachments for Terminator Squad in Deathwing, and then you get 10 of the new fancy multi-part Terminators that they released with the Leviathan box. Abstract Digital Recordings has a good question for us. and that he would like to know what we think is the best 40k game ever. I personally would, as it stands, I'm gonna have to say Space Marine.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Space Marine.
Space Marine for you as well, Oscar. How about you, Hisword? What do you think?
For me, it's a tie between Dawn of War and Space Marine. But I like Dawn of War as because it's hard. I absolutely suck at it. I'm terrible at it. But I don't know. I just like it. I like it. But not better than, I don't know. It's definitely a tie between Space Marine and Dawn of War.
So are you talking
I haven't played
franchise as a whole, or specifically the original game, the original 2002 game?
Yeah, the original 2000. Was it 2002?
It might have been 04. I can't remember. I
think it was 04.
I was a child.
Anyways,
yeah,
you're more expert on that than I am. So,
yeah,
but
I think it was 04.
Okay, yeah. It's a tie between Space Marine and Dawn of War. I know that's a milquetoast answer, but
no, it's
pretty much.
No,
I can't think of any.
Does not have a favorite. That's understandable.
Right.
Well, so we almost there you go, Abstract. We almost unanimously agree Space Marine. Battle Sector and Armada 2. I never played Battle Sector, although interestingly you have just made me remember Squad Command for the PSP. That game was bloody awesome.
I never tried that game, but I've always wanted to.
Squad Command was fan fucking tastic. That game was so much fun. If you've played Chaos Gate, which again I bought that recently and my current laptop can't handle it. Squad Command was basically Chaos Gate. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, but it was
Chaos
like,
Gate is a fun game. I like that game.
Yeah, his Squad Command was really fun.
If you really want to cheese Chaos Gate, get Teleport. That's all I'm saying.
So, yeah. So there's that one. So before we forget, because we're liable to, the Slaanesh thing you wanted to talk about, Hisword.
Oh no.
Yes.
From the Major Kill video, yeah.
Yeah, Major Kill did a video like a few weeks ago talking about how Slaanesh was actually before the War of Heaven, and it seems, was it like before the Eldar? Because it didn't Eldari awake much. What done research on, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I misinterpret what Major Kill was saying? Because I know a lot of it, what he was saying, I'm going to have to like redo some videos if it's true. So I don't want to put it.
I've seen the video that you were talking about as well, because I do. While some of it, like certain bits of it, of his stuff bothers me, like his refusal to pronounce the name Tzeentch properly. I think he's like the only person on the planet that finds how he pronounces Tzeentch funny. And maybe Oscars, but
I screwed up
funny.
On my last video.
It's just infuriating.
I said Zinc on accident.
No, it is.
I hated myself for that.
Tzeentch is how it's pronounced.
I was like, it's Tzeentch, you moron.
Yeah,
right.
But the tit snitch thing is bloody stupid. But it's whatever. It's his channel. It's his meme. If he finds it funny and his family finds it funny, by all means, more power to them. It's cool. But personally, for me, it infuriates me, and I can't watch any of his content that involves Tzeentch because it angers me that much. But it is what it is. But so as for the ramifications, shall we say, of it, so in Ending the Death, it's shown that it wasn't a reveal directly related to Slaanesh that caused this and resulted in his video like being made, but so essentially anything that exists in the warp as a warp based entity has always existed regardless of when it was born, but does still have its place of birth, point of time of birth. So essentially,
okay,
Slaanesh was still born like during the war, like War in Heaven, that kind of stuff, at that period of time, birthed by the being murderfucked into existence, as we say in the fandom. That still happened, but because Slaanesh exists as a warp-based entity, and how time was revealed to work within the warp in the End and the Death, I think it was Volume 2, maybe it was Volume 1, I can't remember. How time in the warp has been revealed to work. It being born means it's always existed, and so things from it is really weird and odd and bizarre to explain. But
I'm already confused.
Yeah, it's like something straight out of Zinch. But because it has been born, it has always existed, and so because of that, things like its demons, for example, could have done things in the past.
I guess that psychic energy has always been there, but when the Aldari, had enough, I guess, smut or whatever, then it brought that psychic energy all together in one, I guess, per se, right?
Yeah, that's
something like that.
The easiest way to explain it. Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there. So it's something that I disagreed with on his video, is that he said something about, my old videos are now misinformation. They're not. All the birth of Slaanesh stuff is still the case. It's just Slaanesh, because of how the time fuckery and the warp works. Sorry for my lack of eloquent terminology here, but this is a difficult subject to explain, and my vocabulary is, while fairly extensive, is not extensive enough to deal with time warp shenanigans.
I feel that.
After the birth, it was around in the past. Like, it's so hard to explain, but yeah, no information has been invalidated by it. So for anyone else out there that got confused by this from Major Kill or from various other sources, this isn't the case. None of this is misinformation. Slaanesh was still born during the War in Heaven, but because of how time has been revealed to work in the warp, Slaanesh has always existed, but was still born during that time period. So it's possible that Slaanesh stuff happened before Slaanesh was born. Which sounds stupid, but that's how it works.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Doctor Who fans will know what I'm talking about. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Exactly what I was actually going to mention about how Doctor Who wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff works, but at the same time, my brain now hurts again.
Yeah, well, so that's that bit pretty much covered. Just quickly shifting back to Deathwing, because I didn't finish it off with what I was going to say. I think the value of the box is looking kind of because it's probably going to be like £150 box set. I reckon that's just my estimation by looking at it. In terms of models and book and stuff, it's a decent value. It's a decent value. I wouldn't say it's an amazing value, because as it currently stands using the index, it's only a 750 point army. So you'd need to get 2 of it to play 1500 points of Dark Angels.
And hey, if you want to, you can use Terminators for Horus Heresy.
So abstract. I wouldn't know, because I haven't got that far yet in End and Death Volume 2. I haven't gotten to the fight with Horus versus Sanguinius. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that yet. And with how explosive the channel growth has been recently, I actually haven't had time to continue on End and Death Volume 2 yet. Which is a shame, but it's also not, because I enjoy bringing stuff to you guys. So it's like, and I have a lot of fun making the videos. But
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I was not expecting it to blow up like this. Like my Extinction
I don't think anybody does, man.
It is nearly at 7.5k views now. The Extinction video, which is
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we should bring that up with that really lovely comment that you got. Like, holy crap, you just made someone's day.
Oh, that, yeah. I spoke about that already at the end of my Primarch tier list. But yeah, SAC Kennedy,
Oh,
if
my
you
bad.
are watching this, and you didn't see the tier list video, I'm glad I've been able to make a difference for you, bud. Like, these, in all honesty, that comment made me tear up a lot, like made me cry. So it was, yeah, it's
And real quick, I just want to tell him too, yeah, it is possible.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm a
absolutely.
living example of that. So I just want to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for your service, my good sir.
Yeah. So
Oh yes, thank you for your service.
it's, right. So from
Whatever country you're from.
well, SAC is a British rank. So yeah.
Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I said that, just to cover all the bases.
Yeah. So right. So that's you had that topic, and that one. So we've done your ones. His word. Ask us. We've done your Night Lords versus Mandrake's Kill Team topic.
Yep.
So while we're talking about models, let's move on to your ones before going to my last ones. So, do you want to talk about the Blood Angels first, seeing as Abstract's here talking about Blood Angels, or do you want to do the other one first?
Now we'll do Blood Angels first, because we have a Blood Angels fanboy in here. Why not? Let's do it!
So,
Let's do it!
go
So, yeah.
ahead, Oscar, take us away.
Oh, indeed I will. Anyway, I've gone brain dead. Yeah, that's it. So, Blood Angels for Horus Heresy have got a new upgrade pack, and I believe Six Paths is going to be getting the 2 picks up.
I am indeed.
Sweet. So I'm not going to lie, I like the fact how a lot of the legions, not just the Sons of Horus and Imperial Fists, are getting upgrade stuff. It's actually making me happy how we're getting a bunch of different upgrade packs with different iconography for the specific chapters. Like, for instance, Blood Angels. I always felt that they had some sort of Italian Rome aesthetic to them, if you look at their weaponry and, of course, their art. And honestly, the two-handed axe, the two-handed sword, the power mace, I want them for my Alpha Legion, no lie. Because they just look cool, and I have an aesthetic of Alpha Legion scavenging and repairing stuff from other legions, pretty much just stealing gear. And what I'm happy about is that they are bringing back the Blood Angels Predator pattern that had the dual chain guns back from 40k into 30k now.
Well, it wasn't just double assault cannon, it could also be a flamer, but you're talking about the Bold Predator.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And again, this is further proving my point that I've made with some friends, that they're slowly turning 30k into the older 40k editions, you know? Because obviously, Abstract, you're a Blood Angels fan. Do you remember the Blood Angels in 40k having their own unique tactical squad with a bunch of unique pieces? It actually upset me that they discontinued that within newer editions. But it does seem like they are bringing back some of the old stuff, but in Horus Heresy form, which I'm happy about. I really am. But this is also making me hopeful for a Alpha Legion weapon upgrade pack. And I cannot wait to see that. Like,
well, the Alpha Legion don't really have any specific individual weapons that just they use other than like the power knives. So I wouldn't hold out hope for
Main strike bolters.
Yeah.
Just saying, main strike bolters.
Yeah, but isn't that a singular unit specific thing? That's not like a whole, like everyone can't take that, I swear. I swear that's just headhunters.
No. There's actually, I'll have to look it up at some point, but I do believe certain scout units can actually take Bane Strike bolters. Even some of the HQ units can take some as well.
Yeah, but with like weapons like that, or the HQs and characters always can.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. But look, the point is that Blood Angels have Italian/Rome-like weaponry, as we see here. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to get ancient Greek-inspired weaponry themselves, you know? And I'd love for something like that.
How do you draw that parallel?
Alpha Legion, Hydra, Hydrodominotus, three-headed serpent.
Yeah, but
And if you actually
the
look
Alpha
at some of
Legion
the...
don't have any Greek, like other than the Alpha and Omega thing, which is also is more a biblical thing. It's less to do with the Greek alphabet than it is to do with the Bible.
No, I mean, just look at their helmets, for instance. Some of it looks very sort of Greek military inspired, you know?
I wouldn't agree at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I would say it's all supposed to be crocodilian and reptilian because that's how the books describe them as well, and state
Fair enough.
like in Aurelian, it refers to Alpharius's armor as crocodilian plate, but is what it is. Because the Ultramarines are mainly like the Roman / Hellenic, which is the proper name for ancient Greece, by the way. Like Hellenic empires thing. That's the Ultramarines bag. I couldn't see them just randomly giving the Alpha Legion a Greek aesthetic just because of Alpharius and Omegon.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm looking forward to other legions getting specific upgrades as well to their aesthetics, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, it freshens everything up a little bit, especially if you had the same army for decades, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, what's to stop people from, say, like, using these unique weapons in other legions? It's a civil war. Everybody's scavenging, repairing stuff, you know?
True.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's me done with that one.
And so we shall move on to the other one from you, because mine is my last thing is old world related.
Oh yeah, the plastic crew, right?
Mm-hmm. So let
Cool, yeah.
me get the other picture up, because I've got this, although I'm also realizing that this one is going to be horribly scaled for the thing, so we're just going to say fuck it.
Yeah, just wing it, it's fine. But yeah.
Oh no, that is like atrociously scaled. I'm getting another picture. Yeah. Like that is beyond terrible. Crikey.
But yeah, for those who remember, the Kroot got their own unique kill team box at some point. And I'm not gonna lie, they look really freaking cool.
Oh, is it already out?
And yeah, it came out ages ago. Well, the kill team box with the specialized squad.
Oh right, okay. I thought you all this new stuff with like these armies and stuff. I like never mind.
No. But the Kroot themselves, we all know the classic Kroot squad, of course, just very basic posing. These new ones look really nice. They're definitely going for the special and heavy weapons approach, with just one squad member having, say, like a grenade launcher or something. And some of the Forge World exclusive Kroot stuff are now going to be available, but in plastic now, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like some of their old mounts they used to have that were discontinued for ages are coming back in plastic form.
Oh, that's nice.
What do you mean? Yeah. Because the Krutoks were never Forge World. The Krutoks were metal.
Oh, in that case, some were metal and some were resin, of course. Like, I can't remember exactly.
I was going to say, because I don't see anything in this. Yeah, no, it's just Krutoks and stuff here. There's nothing that would have been Forge World.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Krutoks were metal. They were never Forge World. But
yeah.
They do look... all of these new sculpts look absolutely unbelievable, and I wish I could get a better picture to put on screen than just this shaper. But
no, that's on. Yeah, of course.
All of these look absolutely gorgeous. Especially,
they are just beautiful.
Especially the shaper with like the compound bow.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
yeah,
so
their
cool.
armory has definitely improved.
Compound Not only bow, Kroot shaper is the goat. Kroot shaker, jeez. Kroot hitting the thug shaker and stuff. Yeah. Do the thug shake.
Kroot have slowly been gaining a lot of love throughout a few years. Like, for instance, in Blackstone Fortress, we got the Kroot Sharpshooter. Then last year, we got the Kill Team, which I thought was pretty sick. And now we have just some brand new models which do look really fucking good. It's just a shame that it's locked within the Tau index. That if you want to play with them,
they're never going. People need to stop this idea that they're going to release a just Kroot codex. There's no point. The Kroot are part of the Tau Empire.
No, of course.
Of
course. I'm just taking the mick.
Yeah, no, but it's a sentiment that I see echoed all the time, and it's like, come off it. The Kroot are part of the Tau, accept it. Like, back in the old days, when it was impossible to field a Tau force without a Tau commander, sure. Like, yeah, give us a... Like, I think I've still got... like, when I was a kid, I, like, printed out a Kroot codex.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because there was like a fan made one online, and I like printed it out because my local Games Workshop would let me use it, because they thought it was cool.
Don't let GW hear say that.
I mean, we're going back 15 years at this point, so it's
okay.
Most people that were around for that probably don't work for Games Workshop anymore. The head office is probably completely different at this point, to be perfectly honest, mate. So it's, but yeah, the new Kroot releases, that is definitely something to look out for. Abstract Digital Recording says we needed a Dark Mechanicus army, not Kroot to me. Well, the Kroot aren't their own individual army, so, but yeah, I do agree. I'm hoping, although I could be misinformed here already, in that I don't believe we have a full Mechanicus release yet. If we do, I apologise. But if we don't, as I preface always on the podcast, and I said in the last episode, I'm mainly a Horus Heresy player, so I'm not completely in the loop regarding 40k. I just brought up the Deathwing on this episode because I saw the kit and I was like, oh, that's so cool, I need to talk about it. But yeah, I would like to see them, with the release of Mechanicus book, if it's not already out, have an option to play Dark Mechanicus and just Mechanicus in one book. But again, this is, as much as I love Games Workshop's universe and their game and all of this, they do have a bit of habit of making like saturating things so that they can make more money, and so the chances of them releasing a Mechanicus book that is both AdMech and Dark Mech is slim to none. But I think personally that's how they should do it. But you know,
yeah,
I agree with that.
Happening are next to zero. So you know,
hey, never give up. Have your fingers crossed, my dude.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
But follow your dreams, and they shall succeed.
You follow your dreams, I will follow my memes.
Hey, I follow my memes. You follow your dreams. You take that back.
How dare you?
And I'll just sit in my little corner here.
Right. So then, I believe that brings us to the last topic, which is just in time too, because my coffee and my other drink have completely run out as of that sip. So and my exhaustion levels are peaking. So let's just save this image here to pod resources, bing, and talk about. It's just going to be a placeholder image of the faction that I'm going to be playing, but we have Old World news. And that is, they have released, GW have released a bunch of, I think they've referred to them as almanacs or something like that. But it's essentially legacy army books for the for some of the old factions. So it's the Lizardmen, Ogre Kingdoms, Vampire Counts. Who else was it? Dark
Chaos
Elves.
Dwarfs.
Pardon? Yes, Dark Elves and Chaos Dwarfs. That was, and I think there was one or two others, but no one cares about those. Because the one that's important is the Dark Elves. Because Dark Elves are
Chaos
goated.
Demons. That's one of them.
Yes, Chaos Demons was the other one. I think it was just those 6. But yeah, I think that was a really, really classy move by G-Dubs there. I figured we'd end it on a high note talking good about G-dubs, considering the amount I've shit-talked them throughout this podcast, which, if there's anyone from head office watching, I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. Please don't DMCA the podcast. I do actually like your universe as much as I like to complain about it. Well, complain about you. I do actually.
We do it because we care.
Precisely. We do it because we care. However...
And plus we're allowed to critique certain stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, yeah, this Almanacs thing is a really classy move by G-dubs. And the contents of Search, with their... I haven't had the fortune of being able to pick up an old world box as of yet, so I don't know how the army books are structured, whether or not they've just taken the named character... Oh, pardon me. My apologies, guys.
You're good. You're good. No, you're good.
Whether they've just taken the named characters out of the games or not. But, yeah, they, in the Dark Elves book, Malekith, Malice Darkblade, and Morathi are nowhere to be found.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there is not a single named character in the Dark Elf book. I've not looked at any of the other almanacs because obviously I only play Dark Elves. For well, now Old World it's called. I nearly said fantasy then.
I mean, Old World fantasy, it's the same thing, really.
Yeah, but it's, don't want to confuse any potentially new people to the hobby, you know.
Oh, that's understandable.
But yeah, so I don't know about the Bretonnian and what's the other faction from the Old World box? Is it Tomb Kings?
It's not a versus box. They've actually released the two armies separately.
Oh, right, okay. But is it Bretonnians and Tomb Kings?
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah, so I don't know about those two separate boxes, whether in their book the named characters are in those books, but yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Because if the named characters are in those other books, that would mean they are probably eventually going to get round to doing every army.
I think they will.
Yeah, I hope they do. Because, like, Malekith's awesome. And he's the true Phoenix King of Ulthuan. Just saying.
Yeah.
For anyone who knows their Old World lore, Malekith stepped into the Phoenix Flame, and he didn't get burnt by it. Someone else just set him on fire. They, like, totally cheated. Like, he was like, you can't be my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar. But yeah, it's certainly something. And I sent you, let me pull up WhatsApp on my PC quickly. Because
the army list, right?
Yeah, my army list that I've drafted up. I slapped it up in about 10 minutes, and obviously it's something for the people who watch the podcast to know. I like anally just write lists when I'm bored. It's the competitive player coming out of me. So like whenever I see a new book that I'm like, oh, let's see what we can do with this, I'll just sit and write army lists with it because I enjoy it. But yeah, so
and the moment when I hear you're making an army with a new list, I turn the other direction and run for my life because your lists scare me.
Yeah, so I'm quite good at list building, but partly because I just sit and like autistically go while reading a book. Yeah. So I'm looking at currently.
No, 6 paths. You need to stop making lists. 6 paths. Autistic screaming. Right.
Yeah. So I've got Dreadlord, who totals to 519 points, with a Brace of Repeater Handbows, Sea Dragon Cloak, Sword of Ruin, Blood Armor, and Dragon. Black Dragon. And essentially what that allows him to do is his weapon makes him just ignore every save that exists in the game. And then his armor means every time he deals a wound, which can't be saved, so it means this effect is guaranteed to proc as long as he does wound his enemy, his armor save improves by 1, so you'll end up with just a ridiculously tanky character that's also on a dragon that's also just ignoring all their saves. And then the dragon also ignores all their saves. So it just makes him a 520, well, essentially 520 point brick of just death. And And then you've got a Supreme Sorceress that totals to 275 points, with a Pendant of Kaeleth and a Black Staff. Can't remember off the top of my head what those do, but I know they're good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have given them. And then you've got 20 Dark Riders with full command, shields, repeater crossbows, fire and flee special rule, scout special rule. Then you've got 20 Black Ark Corsairs with the cold-blooded banner and full command with repeater handbows. And then you've got a brick of 20 Executioners of Harganath with the Pearl of Infinite Blackness banner and the Pearl of Infinite Blackness on the champion, the Banner of Harganath as their magic banner, and the Drilled special rule. For anyone looking at playing Dark Elves, well, Chroma, you've left just at the end of the pod, so it's all good. Take care, bro. I hope you have a good day, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in this world. But yeah, for anyone who's interested in potentially playing Dark Elves in Old World using the new Dark Elf Almanac that's been dropped, I would highly, highly recommend looking at that as a list. From just my cursory glance at the army, that seems like a gnarly, gnarly list that you can take. So you've got your Death Star and your big punchy thing to get through. Oh, there's also a Reaper Bolt Thrower in the list. Just putting that out as well. So you've got your, what I like to call the Vanguard construction in the list. You've got your thing that you use to line break. So that's going to go, it's going to do that, and that's obviously the Dreadlord on the Dragon. That can either hunt down the enemy tar pit units, like, because, not tar pit units, it can avoid the tar pit units and take out their elite units, such as like Grail Knights and things like that. Like, he'll run through a brick of Grail Knights like they don't exist. You've got your high level sorceress for dealing with any problem magical. Then you've got a unit of ranged Dark Riders, which is very important, with the fire and flee special rule. So you've got a mobile shooting attack for harassment, and also kind of serves as a tar pit because cavalry are a pain in the ass to get rid of. And then you've also got the Black Ark Corsairs to cover the Reaper Bolt Thrower, and the Reaper Bolt Thrower can deal with any monsters they've got. And then, of course, you've got the Executioners of Harganath, and a brick of 20 of them serves as a pretty effective tar pit, as well as being able to take out, like, good units. So, just something for you potential Dark Elf players out there to consider. Just figured I'd share that with you. I might start making this a bit of a staple at the end of the pod, where I'll just be like, here's an army list for you guys to try out in X, Y, or Z game system from Games Workshop. So it's, yeah. But
I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I think that could be pretty cool.
Fucking elves.
Fucking elves. Screaming bitches. Yeah. I love how before we started the first episode of the podcast, I was like, yeah, let's keep swearing to a minimal, guys, and we've just completely abandoned that in this episode.
Now, technically, we can actually swear after 30 seconds, and we actually did that, so it's all good.
It's 3 minutes, but you know.
Wait, what? They changed it?
No, it's been 3 minutes. It's not 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, we technically long did that because we had the loading screen ready and up for like 4 minutes. So yeah, that's everything I've wanted to cover. Did either of you have anything else you wanted to speak about?
No. I got all my stuff, so.
All right, cool. Oscar?
What about you, Oscars?
Honestly, no, not really.
Right, cool. If that's the case, I would like to thank you all lovely people for watching. It's been an absolute blast. And just a quick word before we go. Oscars1 is going to be streaming tonight on his Twitch. You can find the link to his channel in the description. Please do go check him out. If you want to tell the guys what you're going to be playing, go ahead, Oscars.
I'm going to be continuing to play the Separate Ways DLC from Resident Evil 4 Remake in professional mode. So, some torture for me right there.
Yeah. And I'm going to be there. I'm one of his moderators for his Twitch. So, if you wanted to come hang out some more, you'll be able to find us both there. And yeah, it's been a great episode of the pod. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been along for the ride. if you haven't already, please do click the like button and subscribe. It does really help out the channel. We're really, 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 really close to 500 subscribers, and I'd love to be able to hit that before the end of the month. So, yeah. I've been Six Past Kayakan, alongside Hiswordonly and Oscas1. We hope you have a fantastic night, day, or evening, wherever you are in this world, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.